The time to step out of universe again and talk about the exciting upcoming title from Cold Iron Studios, Aliens Fireteam, has come. Over the last few days and weeks, we have received a decent amount of information about Fireteam, where it takes place in alien canon, what creatures we should expect to see, as well as the enemies that we are going to encounter. So I want to speak to you all about everything we've learned so far in this first month of announcements for the game. So to start with, Aliens Fireteam takes place in the year 2202. This time is a unique time in the Alien universe, as it takes place a whole 23 years after the events of Aliens and Alien 3, which themselves occurred in the years 2179. After Aliens, the main lore stories to come out for the Alien universe is really the Alien the RPG, which is taking place from about 2183 to 85 at this current time. The RPG has been showing the gradual decline of the relationships between rival governments and the corporations of the Middle Heavens region, as well as an ominous, mysterious threat creeping in to wreak havoc for humanity. It looks as though war is unavoidable from these events, and it seems that something with great significance is going to occur in the year 2187. Some major event is likely to occur during the events of the Alien RPG soon that will cause the governments of the Middle Heavens region to come down on corporations who have for too long had free reign across the colonies and unclaimed space. As stated by the team at Cold Iron, one of the major events in our backstory is the passing of the Colonial Protection Act in 2187. That is a government reaction to what the companies were doing in the Outer Rim in the frontier, basically saying the corporations have been running roughshod over everything out there, causing a lot of people misery. We're going to take a more active hand in this. You, the player, will be one of the colonial marines enlisting for this cause. Colonization has exploded. There's a lot of new developments, and your battalion is sent out to patrol the lawless frontier that exists out there. On the way, your ship picks up a distress call from LV-895. So across the multiple campaigns to be featured within the game, we are going to see the Colonial Marines, political and military tensions caused by the Colonial Protection Act of 2187. It's very likely that the corporations have not taken kindly to this interference in their activities across the stars, and will become more secretive and deceptive in their activities. And with Cold Iron stating that the Alien prequels will have a heavy influence in this game, we can begin to construct a storyline between this game and its prequel novel from what we have learnt so far about them. My interpretation of how they will connect is that Alien Infiltrator, the prequel novel, will take place on Pilar Station. There, Weyland-Yutani are conducting illegal biological experiments. After mining for some time on the planet LV-895, with their Katanga orbital refinery, the company discovers the buried remains of an ancient engineer temple. Venturing within, they discover samples of both the xenomorph and the engineer's accelerant. They export as much as they can to Pilar Station in order to attempt to study and experiment on them away from the watchful eyes of the United Americas. As things do, it's all probably going to go sideways, both for Pilar Station as the specimens become active, and Katanga and LV-895 as those working in the temple, the mines, and the station fall victim to the alien creatures within. It's possible that if Pilar Station falls, then the United Americas will notice and begin a more extensive patrol of the region. This leads us into our characters. The dev team has said our characters are patrolling the region close by LV-895 when they detect a distress call there, so this would all seem to fit very well. Talking for a moment about what equipment, tools and customization we'll be seeing in the game, there are around 30 guns within the game, including an upgraded variant or a new age version of the assault pulse rifle, as well as the flamethrower and smart gun. There are also up to 80 weapon mods and attachments to upgrade and further decimate that xenomorph scourge. Fireteam will feature tech and tools from companies such as Armat Battle Systems, Hyperdyne Systems, and Weyland-Yutani. While Armat Battle Systems is the prime contractor of the United Americas, and Weyland-Yutani largely keeps the best for themselves, however they are, in a sense, in bed with the Three World Empire, the Empire is privy to Weyland-Yutani's tech as well. Hyperdyne, though, seems to be the outlier here. Hyperdyne is said to possess weapon manufacturing arms, providing weapons to whoever is willing to buy them. Colonists, corporations, and the governments themselves, they can all get in on what Hyperdyne has to offer. Due to that fact, Hyperdyne doesn't discriminate, and the Union of Progressive Peoples have become one of their largest customers due to that. We know that Weyland-Yutani is likely going to have a decent presence in the game in the form of their corporate security drones attempting to take out our characters. However, it's less understood what the UPP might have to do with the events surrounding LV-895. The Union of Progressive Peoples, first introduced to us through a thrown-away script of Alien 3 in the form of William Gibson's Alien 3 script, recently found their way back into canon through Alien the RPG. They have been increasing in presence in canon, even popping up in Alex White's new novel, Alien into Cryptids. The devs of Fireteam have said that the UPP and other concepts from William Gibson's Alien 3 could make a presence within their game, which has me very excited. This, I suppose, leads us into talking about the 20 different enemy types within the game. 11 of those enemies will be xenomorphs. We will presumably be seeing overmorphs, facehuggers, chestbursters, drones, runners, warriors, praetorians, spitters, bursters, prowlers, and the queen. A couple of these xenomorph types, like the spitter and burster and prowler, are all new additions to the canon, and the team have said that this can be attributed to the fact that these xenomorph variants were birthed from host aliens native to the world of LV-895, leaving us with an additional 9 enemy types likely to be made up of a mixture of human, android, and possibly other alien species such as neomorphs, and even a deacon by the studio's own admission. Each enemy would seem to have its own separate behavioural AI. We see that runners are less intelligent and more likely to act as cannon fodder, while the drones are smart and cunning hunters, knowing when to strike, how to do the most amount of damage as possible, and then retreating until the next moment they see a weak spot in your team's formation. It will be interesting to see the juxtaposition of how the more human-like enemies act to the animalistic ones, in the sense of how they will attempt to bring down your fire team and avoid their own demise at your hands. Now, aside from the weapons and factions, the actual customization of your character and gear is said to be pretty flexible, as who can really enforce the dress code on the frontier of space? With cowboy hats, sunglasses, and marine gear to boot. Cold Iron has also made it very clear that they want to focus on new locations in the Alien universe, or across the Middle Heavens, which I think is a great idea. This new location specifically surrounding LV-895 and possibly its wider solar system of HIP 53020. From shots from orbit of LV-895 and the scenes from the Katanga orbital refinery, my best guess is that we will largely be moving between 3 main areas: the Katanga, LV-895, and what appears to be its moon, meaning that the game will likely have a collection of varied locations to play within: stations, refineries, mining platforms, temples, jungles, and who knows what the moon of the world could hold in terms of locations that are accessible. But that's pretty much a wrap up of all the important information we have received on this game throughout the month of March. Most of this has come to us from interviews and that from IGN, as they have been covering this pretty exclusively since its announcement. But as soon as we do have more information or something big breaks, then you know that I will be on here straight away uploading a video, keeping you guys informed of everything that's coming. Hopefully this game won't take too long to come out and I can really get into the in-universe lore of the game. But for now, thanks for listening. Before you go, I wanted to let you know about the ACHERON Colonial Marketplace, the one-stop shop for all Project ACHERON merchandise. All proceeds go to fund our future endeavours under the project, so if you want to support the channel and look good doing it, pick up some ACHERON merch. But what other data logs would you like to see? If you have any ideas or have any questions to be answered, please leave them in the comments or contact me directly through the Project ACHERON Discord. If you enjoyed today's segment, please leave a like and share the video. And if you really want to support what we do here and gain access to a bunch of awesome rewards, consider becoming a Project ACHERON channel member, like Project Director Chris Dasinger and team member Raunchy. I hope to see you all here again very soon, but until then, this is the ACHERON Project signing off.